Let me ask you this one before I let you get up out of here, because I was pulling for you big time when you went in as the interim. What was it like?
So basically, Jim was like, listen, we don't have any, the only season coach they had was the offensive line coach who had been there with Frank. But he was like, hey, I'm going to bring you in just for these 8 weeks. And the toughest part for me was –
got Jeff Saturday here. You're here for a great reason.
Yeah.
Obviously, the NFL supporting an initiative, starting an initiative for our health and our weight. Talk to me a little bit about it.
Yes, the NFL alumni is on 3. It's Weight, Health, Hike. Okay. And you can go to NFLA on 3.org, NFLA 3.org. But I would say this, and you and I both know this, right? Coming from the situation where most of us had to eat and overeat to keep our bodies fueled as the machine we wanted to, right?
Correct.
And then we hit this immediate stop. And most of us don't have a choice when that stop happens. You try to train to keep around or stay around, right? And so your body goes through other changes. And then as we naturally age, and then you look around, and years down the road, man, we got an obesity problem, right? We got guys who can't get healthy and can't get right. Joints start to fail because you're putting this amount of weight on your body. And so I've lost about 50 plus pounds since I retired. Feel great, and just encouraging people, listen, get people around you. You're going to get a team around you that can help you. Get your doc involved. Make sure you're doing the things that help your weight and whatever you want to do, whatever your goals are, get a plan in place. And I think that was the greatest thing for me. My wife is a physical therapist, and Karen was like, when I decided to retire, she's like, here's the lane.
Right.
And I just followed the lane, man. And for a guy who's been coached my whole life, I was like, I can do this. But thank God I didn't have to create the plan. And that's why I think it's so important to get with programs like this and with your doc and come together with a strong plan.
Make sure you give them the website one more time.
All right. It's NFLAon3.org. NFLAon3.org.
Love that.
Yeah, Weight, Health, and Hike. Let's get it going.
Love that. Let me ask you this one before I let you get up out of here, because I was pulling for you big time when you went in as the interim. What was it like? Because I mean, everybody had their different opinions about it, this, that, and the other, and you came in and you took over in a moment of time where they needed somebody to do it, and you did it. You got the first one.
Yeah.
Like, I was like all over the place. Like, my producer would tell you, like, I was like, yeah, come on, let's go. What was it like, man? Because there's the elements of it that people could think they know.
Yeah.
But unless you live it and you experience it, it's very, very difficult to comprehend what the task is and how daunting the task is.
Yeah.
For a head coaching job at the league level.
Yeah, so I would say it was chaos, like at its highest level, right? And I told Jim, he calls me at midnight, bro, and this thing is going to happen, and so I literally told him, we're going to go 0-8. Like, make no mistake, bro, we ain't winning. Like, you just let the best coach out the door, being frank. Like, because he had called his plays. They had fired the offensive coordinator, Marcus, the week before. And so there's 4 coaches basically on the offensive staff, right? And Reggie was brand new at receiver. He hadn't been in any game plan meetings yet. So, when we walk in, there was and on the defensive side, Gus was brand new. It was their first year.
Right.
And so basically Jim was like, listen, we don't have any, the only season coach they had was the offensive line coach who had been there with Frank. But he was like, hey, I'm going to bring you in just for these 8 weeks. And the toughest part for me was you don't have any real say in your coaches.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to build relationship with coaches.
They're already there, pre-existing.
Yeah, that are already there. And they know they're going to lose their job.
It's not your guy.
No.
Yeah.
And they know,
and
right?
that too. Right.
Yeah. So
challenges.
Yeah. And so and they were very respectful, and I was respectful. I told them they all know more than me. I'm not even trying to pretend, right? I was like, listen, whatever I can do to help you be the best coach, that's my job. But we gave Parks became our offensive coordinator, and he was an assistant quarterback coach, and that was, the general manager didn't want, the guys that I thought should get it. And he had a different reason for wanting to do whatever he wanted to do. That's the part no one sees, right? And you have no, they know I ain't gonna stick around, right? Like I'm in and out, and so you have to build for the organization.
But if you win, you might not be in and out. Like
right.
You look at, and the reason why I asked you is, you had these year one coaches, Mayo, Pierce. These guys were. But they didn't have all of the elements in play for them to have the success.
That's right.
So to get your vantage point of it and to hear it that way, there are so many different things that could go towards being successful.
For sure.
If you just had the opportunity
100%.
to make the decision. So
that's right.
It's great perspective because in my mind it's like I was a head coach, high school head coach.
Yeah.
And even at the high school level, like I coached at a private school.
Yeah.
And the amount of politics and the amount of things that go into being able to get what you need, do what you need to do, and how to do it, there's so many things that are so far out of your control.
100%.
And it just comes down to, okay, basically what you want me to do is just coach.
That's right.
Just coach.
Yeah.
So it's interesting perspective.
My favorite hours were the two that were on the grass, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else becomes a management. You're trying to talk people off the wall, right? Because they got things, and they got life, man. They're trying to find new jobs because again, they all know this chapter is ended, right?
Right.
And so, and I told all those guys, man, they were all extremely respectful, and I was as well, making sure. But I hated what happened to Mayo. I hated what happened to AP because the reality is. You don't have until you can put your pieces in place. And you know who was I called Dan Campbell. And because we were playing like a similar opponent or something. And I know Hank, who was their O-line coaches. So I called, and Dan was like, Saturday. We won 3 games my first year, bro. We lost, and they had this was kind of the year that I think they won 9 games, so they had kind of won a little bit and then lost. And he was like, man, then all of a sudden we go on a 4-game streak, and everybody thinks I'm the
best in the world.
Best coach in the world.
Right,
He's like, it is a fickle thing, but it takes time to put your pieces and parts in place.
Yeah.
And again, think about him, man. He got golf brought on after, and so. It takes time. Like all these people who think it's instant, it is not instant.
It's not instant.
Unless you're going to a team that's already loaded, or you got a GM.
Generally, how does that work?
That's right.
It doesn't work out that way.
It does not. It does not. And so, no, I'm with you, dude. It is. I love the experience. I appreciated it, but I realized chips stacked against. And then the whole fan thing, bro. Like. And like even the guys I work with, right? Like they're coming at you. And I looked at all of them. I was like, every one of you to taking the job.
Yeah,
like y'all such hypocrites, bro. Like you get up here acting like you beating your chest. Bro, you'd have freaking taken that gig in a minute.
It's 50-50 ratio here, right?
For sure, bro.
I can win, I can lose.
That's
but it's 50-50. I'm going to give it a go.
Amen.
We're competitors.
Amen.
I would have took it.
No doubt.
I would have did it.
And I had no issue with what anybody thought about me. I was like, look, dude, I didn't call you. I didn't ask your opinion, right?
Right.
I went. I was like,
I'm go in.
Yeah, we're going to go do it.
And you're respected enough to get the opportunity.
That's right.
Hey, man, give them the
here we go.
Give them the website again. Make sure you're looking at this from the proper perspective, people. Your health, your weight, all those things. Make sure you're addressing them. You can go here.
That's right. It's NFLAon3.org, NFLAon3.org. Again, it's the weight, health, and hike program. It's about getting your health in check, getting the right people, the right team around you, setting a plan in place that you can execute. And listen, it don't happen overnight. It is a consistent plan that you execute that will lead to success. So I encourage everybody to jump on it and make the most of it.
You're the man.
Appreciate you, bro.
That's
Love
Jeff
you, man.
Saturday back at you, bro. All love, all respect, and all the luck, too. My guy, Jeff Saturday. Hey, you can check him out. He is one of the dopest analysts in the game, as you can tell by the analysis he just gave us. So this is Conversations with a Legend. I'm LaVar Arrington, Fox Sports Radio. Yeah, we'll check you out.